of defensemen. But with our organization now, we want all of our guys to play defense. We want all of our guys involved in the offense. So he's got the defense covered, but we're asking him to get more involved on the rush, as we are doing all of our D, more involved in the forecheck, and more involved in the cycle game. And it's not that he can't do it; it's a comfort level, and we want him to step in to that role a little bit more and step out of his current comfort level.
What's a comfortable workload, do you think, for Laurent Brossoit this year in the AHL?
Whatever he earns. If he plays well and can outdo Mr. Bachman, then so be it. But I think that'll be a great challenge for him. But that's what we want. We want challenges for our prospects.
Is it, are Darnell Nurse and Oscar Klefbom maybe not so much in a battle against each other to get a spot? Can you discuss two young defensemen and their development? And also, would you consider keeping 8 D-men for the season, or you prefer 7?
We'll keep whatever we come to an agreement on. It's you know, we're already having those discussions. How's this going to play out? Those aren't the only inexperienced guys back there. We've got other guys that are don't have a lot of NHL experience yet that are in the fight. But these are good problems to have when you have guys that are of that age and they're knocking on the door. So we're not there yet with the decision on either one of those guys or a couple of others.
Dallas, will you presumably play with Gasnick on IR to start the season? Does he play next week?
He'll be on IR if he's not ready to play.
Dallas, what have you seen from Purcell, a new guy in camp? Where do you see him fitting in? What have you liked, and what maybe you want to see more from him?
Well, the one last game I started to see it, and I felt for him because he had worked extremely hard in practice. Like he jumped in. Our pace of practice is way up with it being much shorter. Our guys are going, and he was, you know, doing his damnedest to help drive the pace. And he was working extremely hard. And usually when your players are doing that, it starts to creep into their game, right? That's what happens. And but he wasn't getting rewarded in the games. But last game, I thought he had the pace, and he can certainly make a play. This guy's got very soft hands. He can find people. I think he's going to be a danger on one of our power play units, and he's going to be a great complement to some guys that can shoot the puck. So we've got a lot of time for Teddy, and I think he'll fit into our group quite nicely moving forward.
For guys that haven't,
How's Dave Braun feeling this morning?
Good. He's just got some sore ribs. He came out. He was. We were going to keep him off the ice, and then he wanted to get out there. Then he got out there, and you know, I could see he was in pain shooting the puck. I'm fairly certain David's made our team, so we just had him go off the ice and get a good workout in. The whole bench, it wasn't just me, a whole bench, and David was calling for the puck, and he just didn't see that guy, but we were all screaming. But it was just one of those mashy hits. At least it wasn't one where he caught a shoulder in the head or anything like that.
how much do you learn tonight from the guys you're playing back to back, and in particular the guys that haven't been in the NHL or played at this pace back to back, some of the younger guys? And do you expect their play to be exactly the same level as it was tonight?
Well, I do expect it. It has to be expected. If we're going to be a team that, okay, well, it's okay not to be up to speed on the back-to-back game, then we shouldn't even play it. Like you have to be able to, in this league now, with a number of back-to-backs, to be able to perform and get the points. It can't just be a gimme for the other team. And that's going to be a challenge for inexperienced players. I know they do it in junior. I know they listen, the American League, this is how it goes in the American League right now. Like 4 and 5 nights, 5 and 7, that's your challenge in that league. But in this league, it's a hard thing to do with the travel. Now we've got the luxury of going back to back at home, But this is where, if you played last night, you want to shine. You don't want to send the message that, hey, my play falls off because I'm playing back-to-back.
UNC had some encouraging performances in the preseason last year. For the most part, it didn't translate into the regular season. So knowing that, does that temper how you evaluate last night's game?
No, I thought Jesse was, you know what, last year I thought Jesse started really well, and then it turned into an injury factor. He's been plagued by, you know, things that either hold him back in the game when he's playing injured, or takes him right out of the lineup. So I think if he can keep healthy, and he's done a ton of work this summer on his body, that, you know, he can be a real contributor for us.
Do you think you'll keep everyone you have through to Saturday, or might you make some more moves after one more game and then have just a couple extra players Saturday?
Yeah, it's 50-50. We if a decision is made tonight on certain guys, I'm not sure there's any advantage to keeping them around. Might as well get them going. If we haven't made the decision and we need another day to sleep on it, then so be it. But I don't know which way it's going to go.
Started playing exhibition games.
And I think they play Sean Friday. Yeah. Well, they got bodies. Listen, it's American League. You got to play 10 4s and 5D. That's what you do. That's a tough league. There's tough people down there.
With some of your established players, are you starting to get close to your regular season lines at all, or is that still, you know, a few days away? Are you starting to put the pieces together? You know,
I got about 10 different pieces of paper in there, all in pencil right now. But yeah, in my head, I think I've got at least 4 lines of pairs and a couple lines with 3 on it. But every team's like that right now. You know, Willie Desjardins in my office right now too, and he's getting closer as well. It's right across the board.
Yesterday you mentioned how it doesn't necessarily be about the 23 best players, it's about the best team you want to build. Does Pinizzado's style fit better as a guy on the other side of Hendricks than some of the other guys battling for that spot?
Not necessarily. It's we like Penny's compete level. We've had other guys with a real high compete level that are playing physical as well. You know, Penny showed that he could kill penalties a little bit. So he remains in the fight for a job. We're going to go through they're making their rounds right now, go through the rule changes. You know, rather than do it over the phone, they put in a great effort to do a lot of travel here and hit us. So it's better that way because you can ask more questions and it's a little more intimate. Good.